Okay. Ita Mixkanatani. Good morning. It is about, must be coming on toward 10 a.m. on Friday, the 8th of December, 2023, into the latter half of the lunar cycle. Itkana go to ni it. That's when the rivers freeze over. And we've got a snow finally, obviously. Although it's not particularly cold. I think maybe just a degree or two below freezing, you know. So not that bad and very pretty. Thought I'd take a walk, see what the plants and animals are doing out here. And I wanted to respond a little bit to some of the questions and stuff raised in the comments on my last video regarding Plan B, you know. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But I think first, let's just get into the walk, see what's going on down here at the river. I suspect it's going to be a lot of activity today. There definitely was last Sunday when Carol and I visited. So I'm hoping we see some eagles. I'm hoping we see some different waterfowl, golden eyes, maybe a porcupine. Let's go check it out. Just making my way first to the upstream side of the park where the beaver lodge is, but I notice here on the main trail it's just completely full of canine tracks. So this is all coyote activity is what's going on here, and fairly large dogs. Have to go back to the area of the coyote playground that I found the other week. Did I even show that to you guys? I might not have shown that to you guys. I came across the area here where there's a lot of discarded, chewed on bones, goose wings, pieces of different fabric, several shoes. Definitely a coyote area where they're just hanging out and playing and chewing on things and stuff. And yeah, they probably got a den over there somewhere, and I'd like to find out where it is. But look at all of this activity going through here. All of these prints are just coyote movement. And we might run into one of those dogs ourselves today. We'll see. Lots of geese on the move. Heading to the stubble fields for the morning. I kind of want to go down to the beaver lodge and see if there's any activity that's been going on down there with the beavers or the mink or any of that. So yeah, let's check that out. But first, I think, because we'll come in view of the river first, we'll look at the waterfowl. Because I have a feeling I'll end up scaring a lot of them off. Oh, deer kill. This is what the coyote activity is all about. Look at this. There's the deer's skin. Up here, look at this. Got the rib cage right here. Nice. We got a piece of spinal cord over here. Leg. I might even... Well, the spinal cord's the part I think that if you're going to get one of those current deer diseases, you get it out of there, so I won't fuck with that. But the legs would be pretty good for the doggy dogs. But yeah, this is definitely what the coyotes were interested in over here. They killed a deer. Pretty wild. just come within view of the river here, and I notice from this angle I can see pretty well the eagle's nest up on the other side. And I also noticed that if I look not too far away from that nest, here's one of the eagles, one of the parent eagles, bald eagle, skinny. So no doubt they're going to nest here again, which is cool. This is why I want to do, part of why I want to do the nest tour, nest and home tour down here. I think there's going to be some golden eyes on the river, but let's take a look here. See if we can be sneaky. There's definitely a few geese, not too many birds, not as many as I thought might be down at this end. Alright, coming within clear view. Might scare anyone up that's nearby here. Okay, so not sure who all those birds are on the really far side. There might be some mallards and stuff over there. Yeah, there's like pockets of ducks, and if I'm seeing right through my viewfinder, they're mallards over there. Not seeing golden eyes right away, but there are a lot of ducks on the opposite side of the river as you go up. It's just like a continuous kind of stream of ducks for a while. Some geese is already noted. We got beaver work here. Fresh beaver work while the snow has been here. This is the kind of cool shit I want to take a look at. What do we got in here? That looks like a spot of blood. I wonder if that's beaver blood. The river is still wide open. Definitely has not frozen all the way over as it usually does in this lunar cycle. Let's go take a look at the beaver and mink lodges. Here's one of the holes to the mink lodge. And there's definitely something, you know, living in there because it's nice and warm, steamy, you know, keeping it open from snow and such. And then over here we've got the beaver lodge. Stuckious and their big food supply. Alright, I guess we'll start moving downstream. Okay, so in my last video, I made the announcement, suggestion, I don't know what to call it, but I just want to put on the record what I've been thinking about for my plan B should my house be stripped away from me in the current lawsuit I'm facing over my ex-wife's personal loan, which is secured on the house. Not going to go into the details of that lawsuit again for this video course. If you haven't watched that last video and you want to know those details, go back to that video and check it out. But I did get some comments on there that I wanted to respond to, and I tried to respond a little bit in the comment section itself, but I think it'd be easier for me to get right down to it on video here. So I think the main comment, or the main avenue of inquiry or such that I want to respond to, is the question like, why don't you just get a job?
This Snoop Doggy Dogg need to get a jobby job. Boy.
I tried to respond to that question in some of the, actual comments at first, but I realized quickly that it's actually got many layers to it. At least a couple of very important layers that need to be considered separately, and I figured I'd talk about them easier than writing about them. And I guess the first issue, in terms of like, why don't you just get a job, is that me getting a job at this point doesn't really solve the problem. The problem at this point is I'm being sued for the total balance owing on my ex-wife's loan. It's something around $45,000 as I understand it. And the companies, they're not interested in payments and stuff at this point. They're suing for the full amount owed, or that we sell the house and give them the full amount owed from what we make in the sale of the house, which was the agreement that she had with them that she would do in the event that she couldn't make payment. So legally, they're not interested in whether or not month to month with a job I could make a payment. Right now they just want their full bank, and there's only really a couple ways to do that, as I figure it, in a quick amount of time, and that's either Mahoney refinancing her shit on her end, or me refinancing my shit on my end, which is what the both of us are trying to do. Now, it has been brought up, but if you're trying to refinance on your end and you're currently financially strapped because you don't have a regular professional job, isn't that going to be a problem? I don't know if it is going to be a problem. I didn't get that sense from the bank. I got the sense that they're going to be going off of my credit record and my past taxes, which show what I make. And my past taxes from 2021 and 2022, which is what they're asking for the assessment on the new mortgage potential. I made good money in 2021 and 2022. And then, so I think, as far as qualifying for the mortgage, I'm going to be okay with or without the professional job. Not that a professional job would hurt me, not that having a professional job would hurt me in terms of this mortgage seeking process, but this has to be done like now. And I'm not going hunting for a new job right now, and even if I were, I wouldn't know what I would hunt for, and this is the reason. You should understand that what I am trained and specialized in is cultural anthropology with an ethno-linguistic focus, and very specifically Blackfoot. Right from the time I entered my undergraduate training till I finished my master's, all of my focus in every class that I took, well, not all of my focus, but I always found a way to integrate Blackfoot something into everything that I was doing. And my focus has really been a kind of a Blackfoot learning, but I've been happy to get, exposed to some of the research and thought and stuff that's being done in psychology and anthropology and all of this. And I have spent a lifetime in professional service, using that education for the benefit of my community. I did almost 10 years of repatriation work. I did 13 years of full-time post-secondary working at Red Crow College, most of that as the director of their Kainai Studies program, a Blackfoot specific undergraduate program. I've taught sessional courses in Native Studies at University of Calgary, University of Lethbridge. I've given talks, all over the place for different academic institutions. I've been hired as a research consultant by Lethbridge College. I worked almost 5 years as a consultant and then employee for SAMIS employment and training, and I was running most recently those arts and entrepreneurship programs. If you've been watching the channel, you remember. So I'm very versed in professional work. I know that right now there's two issues with that. One is that I can't make the money that I really need to make in the professional work that I'm qualified for, which is so Blackfoot specific. I can probably find something where I'm taking home between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. That might kind of hold me over and stuff. That might do it. My bills are about $4,000 a month, but is it going to be something I'm going to be happy with? Because what I'm finding right now is that my real specialty, the Blackfoot focused, anthropologically informed specialization that I have, I'm finding that the post-secondary environment, and even just like a lot of environments where I might apply my actual training in a way that would be satisfying for me, right now it's kind of a politically hostile for me to do that. I'm not welcome in the academy because of my phenotype, as I talked about most recently in the Buffy St. Marie video. But yeah, I am phenotypically not Blackfoot, and so right now we are in a kind of a crisis of representation. I don't know, there's a lot of politics around that representation and such, and I find that I cannot apply my training to its fullest extent anywhere without being attacked racially. So the only place I can really utilize it that I feel like safe to do so, where my finances are not at stake, is here on my YouTube channel, and which I do. Like I give you guys a lot of anthropologically informed thinking, and share a lot of what I've learned in the Blackfoot world, and what I'm my new things that I'm learning, new projects and stuff like that. It works here, but it doesn't work for me trying to employ it, say, at the college or university or some organization that's servicing the community, because ultimately I'm gonna end up being harassed on a racial basis. I've always had to face a little bit of that, but today's climate is quite different for that. So I can't really apply my specialized, higher level training. Why don't I work as a biologist or something? I don't have formal biological training except in the Blackfoot world through the Beaver Bundle. You see, I was transferred the Beaver Bundle, which is the treaty between the human beings and the animals. I'm a caretaker of that treaty, and so what I'm doing with the animal work here in Lethbridge is it's an extension of my identity as a Iachgimi, as a beaver man, to me, mitigating trouble between human beings and the animals here, which I feel is a one route, one option for modern day Iachgimics to apply traditional knowledge, and have a synergized experience of life. I don't want to be all fractioned off where I have kind of a Ryan in my professional life, and then I have a Ryan, that has my family life, and a Ryan that people know in the martial arts world, or a Ryan that people know this and that. I don't want to have all this split. I want to be synergized, and that's what I've been trying to show in this channel. And Google tried to direct me away from that one time. They were coaching me on this channel in its early creation, and they were telling me that I needed to split it up into like 5 or 6 channels. Theme on rattlesnakes, theme on martial arts fitness, theme on backcountry hiking, theme on whatever, right? Split it up and it'll be more successful. And I'm like, I'm not in it for the successful thing, although the success, being successful would be nice. But what I'm trying to demonstrate is kind of the art of my life, of trying to synergize these different aspects, and live very holistically as me, and not have to be schizophrenic like that, and be happy. I'm not going to be happy just working any old professional job, unless I've got to be servicing my community, and I don't think right now politically that's an option for me, really. So fuck it. I want to sink all my energy into my wildlife work, which makes sense, and it does. It in the summertime, I make plenty of money with my wildlife work to get by. It's the winter time where I'm having hardship, and the reason I've talked about it on the channel a lot, being broke and having this hardship and having the financial issues, the reason I bring it up is because this is my journal, and I knew that this was coming, since this is the first winter I was going to take without a professional job. This was going to be my first attempt going through a winter without a professional job, just on my own thing. I left my professional job last February, and have since just been doing my own thing. And I knew, and I was worried about it coming into this winter. That's why, because I was worried, that's why I talked about it. That's what I do here on this channel. I talk about the shit that's going on in my life, as part of it anyway. And so, and then I was set back on my planned preparations for the winter, because I had to suddenly do a move and come back into my house, and I had to spend 2 months and all of my remaining financial resources making that move, cleaning the house, moving into it, preparing to have tenants, juggling the costs of 2 homes at the same time for a couple of months. And in the summer, when it's peak, and when I could have been doing more work, as well as planning business and getting clients together for the winter. So the summer move kind of, I think, affected my ability to prepare for this winter. And then now I'm being sued, and I just have no resources to deal with it. So, it's not about me getting a job, because I'm going to be fine doing my own thing. It's about, that we have to find that money to pay that company, right now, by either her refinance or my refinance. If we don't find that money, they're going to make me sell the house. If I have to sell the house, I'm not interested in starting over. I'm not interested in working just to pay off my debts and, pay somebody else's mortgage, all of that, like I said in my last video. Plan B would be likely something else. And the something else I'm thinking is, going and having an adventure while I'm still young enough to do it. So that's the complexity behind it. Hey, it's not about me having a job, and even if it was, right now with the political climate, I cannot use my training, my specialized training, and my passion, the things that I'm passionate about and could actually help my community with. I can't use them because of the racial climate and political climate. So I'll leave that be, and that's fine. Hey, that's why you have to have a plan B and some other options. And I'm just looking to be optimistic about the future. Either way, I don't think they're going to take my house. I think I'm going to get out of that by some means. But should they? That's my thinking, and I want to put it out there in the world and get that feedback that I'm getting, positive and negative, so that I can think about it well myself before anything like that happens. All right, let's go look at the downstream waters. Yeah, I'm surprised. Really nobody down here on this side of the park. This place was chock full of birds last Sunday. We will maybe head up this way and take a walk by that coyote playground before we head out. Alright, I'm standing up here in the area of the coyote playground that I was talking about. Here, for instance, is one of the shoes, goose wing. I think underneath here there's probably, there's a bone. Just in here there's a bunch of stuff. Even in this bush there's some stuff, but I am not seeing any coyote tracks. So could be that they don't actually have a den site here. That they just like to hang out here and play with bones and shoes and shit. I don't know. Anyhow, probably gonna hike my way out of here now. I've got to go pick up Taylor. She's had the last 2 nights at home. I have her 5 nights a week, and I really enjoy that dog. So I'm gonna go pick up Taylor and call it a wrap for this morning's walk. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Ultimately, I'm just trying to be happy and optimistic about my future. And right now, everything looks beautiful in my life, really. I've got, good relationships and good people staying with me. I've got my house. I've got my wildlife work and my ambitions and what I'm pursuing. I've got that language project I've been talking about. It's all good stuff. But I've also got the lawsuit and the potential to have my house stripped away from me. And I'm just trying to deal with, if that happens, what am I going to do? I want a plan B so that I don't just sink into depression, you know? Take a nosedive off the high-level bridge or something. I don't want to start from scratch again, you know? I think, well, if I do, I want to have an adventure first, because, you know, I'm able-bodied. Life is short. One of the last things Britt said to me was live your best life, because she thinks she's living hers. So that's my plan, live my best life. But if I don't have my house, I think my best life for at least a year or a little bit more would be to go have some experiences while I can. I got nothing tying me down except for debt, and I'll still be here when I get back. So that's the plan for the time being, and the thinking behind it. And I welcome more critique, you know, but you get Taylor and call it a morning. Well, we've rolled into Saturday, and it's actually late afternoon, and I've just been hanging around the house all day working on my statement of defense for the court. And it's coming along, I think, but I don't really know the court language here, so I don't know if I'm, you know, making a good defense for myself or not, or if the judge is just gonna poo-poo it because I'm not a lawyer. But I guess I'll find out. I will meet with that lawyer Tuesday, and well, I'll share it with her Monday morning here. I'll send it over, and so that she has time to look at it and she can advise me before I file it with the court. I'm hanging some Christmas lights, obviously. Nice purple lights because I love purple. And yeah, I wanted to insert a kind of addendum, so to speak, to the to what I'd been discussing, you know, regarding the situation. And one of the things that I was thinking about on my way out of the park after I'd finished the video the other day was that every time I bring up my finances, it's kind of a taboo, right? In mainstream society, at least, not in all societies, of course, but like you're not supposed to reveal your hand money-wise, and it's considered, I think, you know, kind of poor class, eh? And yet here I'm always talking about, you know, my struggles, and, you know, even talking like directly what my finances are and numbers and stuff like that. That's all kind of taboo, I think, and so I get it that strikes people as weird, because it is weird for, you know, it's not it's not what you're supposed to do. All that information is supposed to be private, right? And you keep it to yourself. But I don't know. Okay, so there's that, and then I promised somebody, actually, and I forgot to mention it in the video, but I promised to read an email that I received from one of the subscribers. She wanted to comment on my video the other day and didn't, because in order to comment, I guess she has to have a YouTube channel. She doesn't want to have a YouTube channel, etc. But she sent me an email, and I'm just going to read it to you because I had a back and forth with her, and she would like me to read it to you guys. She says, "Hi Ryan, I was about to comment on your latest video, Plan B for backup on YouTube when I realized that to do so, I would need to have my own channel, which I do not want to have. However, I'm a subscriber to your channel for a while now, and I have learned a lot. You have paid in, and I wish to pay you back. Although I am aware that this will not solve your financial problem, I have decided to transfer $50 Canadian to your PayPal account on a monthly basis, no matter what you decide to do in the future. And I would have liked to invite other subscribers to do the same. But I am neither a campaigner nor a YouTuber. I wish you all the best, and keep my fingers crossed that you can keep your house. So, obviously I thanked her, and I'm very grateful, because $50 a month is a lot, it's a lot. And it's a big contribution for me. And, that's, I guess, the thing that I wanted to add was that, finance-wise, even though I know it's taboo, really, to talk about my own finances. And in fact, this Heidi even says as much in our back and forth later, because I was like, do you mind if I, should I share your email with the group and or on a video? And she said, yeah, definitely share it. Well, here's what she said. Thank you that you would accept my contribution, and I'm happy if you mention that in your next video, because I think it's up to us subscribers, not to you, to start such a campaign. And again, that's harkening back to it's taboo, for me to be talking about the finances, and I get that. And but I can't apologize for it, because this is my journal. I'm just saying, the hardships and the struggles and shit that I'm going through, and that's part of it. So anyhow, that's my ad endum. There are ways to contribute, of course, to my channel and my work through PayPal, through becoming a member of this YouTube channel. And there's a link in the comment section for that. And through, what is it called? Patreon, although I don't use Patreon that much. I prefer to utilize the YouTube channel membership and or just straight PayPal, like Heidi chose to do. So thanks for that, and I'll check in a few days.